Now, we need to make sure that this piece matches this piece before we do any cutting or shaping or anything. So, and miraculously it does match. So, lucky me. But if it doesn't, then you need to find out how much you're off. So let's say you're a ½ inch off. You would need to divide the ½ inch by both sides, because now you're trying to make the piece symmetrical. So you would need to take 1/4 off of this side and 1/4 off of that side. Okay, now we need to shape our side. After that, we need to make sure we touch this top intersection in this bottom here. Alright, so that's what my edge looks like now. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did the first time. Okay, so there are my two pieces. Gonna sew like that and wrap around. Okay, make sure you put your grain line again, so you know that this center line is your grain line. And we're gonna label it Chris, right, center, back, panel, boxer wreath. And we're going to do the size. Come on, pencil. Small. And we need to cut only one of these. Okay, now we're on to the back piece. And this one's going to be a little more tricky. From the little bit that I know about patterns, this is probably shaped this way for a reason. So the best we could probably do is to clean it up. We really can't mess with it too much. So let's start out by making these lines straight, because these connect to each other. They become the inseam on the leg. So I'm just going to kind of place my pencil at the intersection and draw a nice straight line. So you can measure that. Okay, and then I measure it, and it is, remember we are going to go to the nearest quarter, so that would be 2 inches. I don't want to go that small because it's 3/16 right now, so I think I'm going to go to the 1/8, which is going to be 2 1/8. Okay, so that's there, and then this needs to be 2 1/8 also. Whoa, that is a big difference. Okay, so we're going to do this one 2 1/8 also. Wow, that's a humongous difference. It didn't even look right. Okay, so anyway, 2 1/8, gotta be consistent with it. Okay, then we need to take this. Is it long enough? Let me get my hip. Draw this curve in. It gives me this new wonderful curve. And you see this pattern is kind of becoming my own. I don't know how close it's going to be to the original one, but it doesn't matter. So we're doing that. We need to come in here, and we need to straighten this line. Straight. Okay. So now we have that line, and it's straight. Okay. Then we need to come over here, and we need to curve this line, or make this line a better curve. So from here to, turn it this way. Yeah, I like that better. So from here to there. Alright. Put this on that way, because that's the way it looks like it's curving. Okay, I've erased my lines now, I need to go in and do a couple things. I can go ahead and draw my gray line, and what I'm going to do is take my clear ruler or this ruler and just come up to the top line, and since that is the straightest line that we have here, we're going to use that as our guidance, and I'm going to draw my gray line. Okay. Then I need to make sure that these measure correctly with these pieces. So I remember we did our front, so we need to make sure the front measures with the front, okay? And if it doesn't, then I'll show you how to make sure the back measures with the back, okay? So since these pieces are already done, we need to alter this piece to match these pieces. Okay. I measured this edge that connects to the front. My front is 10 1/8, and this seam actually measures 10 5/8. So that's a whole half of an inch that I need to take off of this side. I started up here at the top measuring because the top is going to stay the same. I'm not going to mess with this edge. I'm going to mess with this edge down here. So since this top edge is so different, from down here I need to take off a half of an inch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take my clear ruler and I'm going to chop off a half of an inch on this end, and that's going to make it what I need it to be. Okay, there's my half an inch. Then I have to make sure these measure correctly again. So this edge is supposed to be 2 1/8. Let me write that here and here, 2 1/8. So I just need to go back, and I already have this like I need it. My angle's already here, like it's supposed to be. So 2 1/8. Bam, there it is. Okay, that's my 2 1/8. And then I need to redraw my bottom edge. Okay. But I'll do that in just a second. What I'm going to do now is come here, measure this edge, and do this one. I need to find out, this is where 5/16 is on the back. So I need to come here, put my ruler there, so I can just measure straight across. And that's how much needs to come off of there. And then 2 1/8 once again is here. And that's what I need to measure. So now I need to join my new little line here with that line. Oh yeah. Then we need to add a little hem on the bottom. And this hem was, let's see, about 3/4 wide. So we're just going to go down here and add 3/4 to this whole thing. On all of your patterns, this is the only edge that needs a hem on it. Then you need to label your pattern piece with white side panel, boxer briefs, size small, and we're going to cut 2 of these. So right at 2. Now as far as notches go, I know usually when you do knit fabrics you don't really notch it, but if you just need notches to help you out a little bit, then we're gonna do these little inward facing triangles like this. So I know this is the hem. Or you can use your notcher if you have one, but I think this will show up better on a knit fabric. And then my notch here, so I know that that's my front, not my back. And then, if we want to place this perfectly on our front panel, we see this is, what, about 5/8 in. to the 4. We're going to come here to the 4 and do a little notch there. Good.